Morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to yoga class this morning. Let's get started sitting on our mat. And we'll start with a check-in. So find a comfortable way to sit for you. Pull your buttocks flesh away. Settle down on your sitting bones. Inhale and stretch up tall. Exhale, squeeze your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. And if you turn your palms up, you'll be bringing your energy upward. So if you've been feeling sluggish, turn your palms up. If you turn your palms down, you'll be grounding. So if you've been feeling spacey, turn your palms down. Close your eyes if you like. Check in with your body. What's showing up for you this morning in your physical manifestation? Are you sleepy or wide awake? Are there aches and pains, or is everything just tingling and ready to go? And check in with your mental manifestation this morning. Are your thoughts racing or calm? Can you observe your mind without getting caught up in the drama of it? And notice your breath. How was your breath this morning? Is it smooth and even? Slow and deep? Or rough and ragged? Shallow? Just observe, notice, no judgment. We're getting a baseline for where we are right now. Loving ourselves completely in the present moment. And bring your awareness to your feeling level, to your heart. How's your heart this morning? Is it heavy or light? Can you feel your heart beating in your chest? Maybe you feel that pulse somewhere else in your body. And slipping in underneath all these awarenesses, can you find that pool of infinite silence that always exists? And if you like, allow an intention to form for today's practice. Mentally repeat it 3 times in the positive present tense. And with eyes open or closed, let's interlace the fingers in front of the heart. Take a deep breath and press the heel of the hands away. Inhale the arms up overhead, lengthening the side body. Feel the sitting bones grow roots downward as the energy rises up the side body, all the way up to the heel of the hands. Let's reach out through the heel of the hands, pressing away a big circle. Coming back to center, interlace your hands the weird way. Bring them to your heart. Press out, Shoulders down, spine tall, belly lifted, and reach up. Feel the whole side body lengthen. And pressing out through the heel of the hands, come on back down. Let's bring the chin to the chest and feel the back of the body broaden and lengthen. And lift the chin and feel the front of the neck and chest expand. Back of the neck, back of the shoulders expanding. Breathing into that stretch. Lifting the chin, shoulders relaxing down. One more stretch here. Feeling the back of the body with your breath, a little space in the armpits. And then lifting the chin and the chest. Drop the elbows and the arms in this pose. And then feel your spine extra long as you bring one hand to the floor, the other arm up overhead and tip to one side. Press down through the sitting bones and lengthen through the side ribs. And if you like, spin your rib cage and your head towards the ceiling, the pinky side of your hand towards the floor. Feel all the spirals of energy happening. Inhale back up and come down. And for balance, change legs. Bring one arm up, bend your supporting elbow and tip to the side. Roll your shoulders down away from your ears and spin your body towards the sky, your pinky towards the floor. Inhale back up and down. Take a breath. Let's come into a spinal twist. And back to center, and we'll spinal twist the other way. And back to center. Let's make a clock with our eyes. So we're going to start by looking up and then going around the clock. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and 12 o'clock. Close your eyes, relax them. That might have felt like a real challenge because we tend to focus our eyes very rigidly forward, like looking at our computer screens or driving our cars. So let's do the clock backwards, looking up, high as you can at 12 o'clock. Can I do this backwards? 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to 12. Close your eyes. Rub your hands together and cup them over the eyes. And I wonder when saying clockwise is going to be obsolete because we all have digital timepieces. But I think we're all old enough, we know how to do a clock. And release your hands down. Let's bring one shoulder up and bring your ear to your shoulder, a nice little squeeze. And relax that shoulder down and bring your head back up. And the other shoulder up, ear to shoulder, squeeze. Shoulder down, head up. Let's do another set. Shoulder up, ear to shoulder. And release and center. Shoulder up, ear to shoulder. And shoulder down and back to center. That feels good, doesn't it? Let's do one shoulder forward and shoulder back. Stay with that shoulder forward and back and forward and back and forward and back. And just notice the difference in your shoulder and even your rib cage a little bit. Other side, let's do shoulder forward and back and forward and back, forward and back and forward and back. Let's bring the arms together. Choo-choo train, a little circle here. And let's choo-choo train back the other way. Feeling that nice lubrication happening in your joints. Let's keep the hands where they are and just inhale your arms up overhead, shoulders back and down. Deep breath, nice broad stretch around the chest. And then if you like, drop one hand behind you, and then you can either push that arm back, pull it back, or swing your hand right behind you and come into a nice stretch here. And release. So we're going to choo-choo train with the opposite arm on top, right? Inhale the arms up. Nice side stretch. Relax the shoulders and the face. You can stay here or drop one hand behind your back, giving yourself a pat on the back. You can press that arm back or pull it back or swing your arm around behind you, reaching your fingertips towards each other, maybe even interlacing those fingertips if you're super flexible. Try not to poke your rib cage out. Lift your belly to help firm your core. And down. Let's take some easy circles of the body. And we'll circle back the other way, opening the hips. And let's come over onto our hands and knees for table, and we can warm up our legs in table position. Okay, so pressing into the circle of your palms or coming up onto your fists, or even down onto your elbows, whatever feels best to you. And we'll do some little circling here. So we're not doing cat circles yet. We're just like we circled our body before, we're circling our shoulders and hips right now. Some little circles with the joints. If we're drawing a circle over each hand and over each knee, it feels good, doesn't it? And we'll do little circles back the other way. And we'll do some leg warm-ups here. Let's flex the leg and lift it up. Knee, foot. Draw your belly in for support. And let's lift that knee and draw little circles this way. And circles back the other way. And we'll bring that leg down. And we'll lift the other leg up and down. Breath is nice and slow right into that hip joint. Let's bring that leg up and hold it there and draw little circles with the knee. And circle back the other way. And bring that leg down. Let's widen the knees and press back into child. And we can give our wrists a little circling while we're here. Nice soft fists and circling your wrists and circling your wrists back the other way. And we'll come back onto our hands and knees. We'll send one leg out and back, pressing the toes into the floor, lengthening through the top of the head. Again, you can be on your wrists or your forearms, so we're just stretching that foot. We're going to point the toes and press the top of the foot into the floor. I love that stretch in the front of my ankle. And let's lift that leg up and circle. And circle back the other way. And we'll bring that leg in and send the other leg out, pressing the toes into the floor. So foot is flexed. It's like you're standing on your toes, lengthening from your heel to the top of the head, strengthening your foot. And then we'll point the toes and press into the top of the foot. Love stretching your ankle and the front of your leg. Pick that leg up and circle. And back the other way. And bring that leg back in, and we'll press back into child. Inhale back up. Do some cat and dog. Lift the tailbone, lift the head, stretch up. And then reverse that curve. Moving mindfully at your own pace. So we're moving nicely and slowly this morning so you can really feel everything that we're doing. Go deep into your experience today. No rushing. Coming back to center. Let's press one hip out, bring your shoulder towards your hip, ear towards your shoulder, and back to center. Let's press the other hip out, ear to shoulder to hip. And we'll keep changing sides, moving with the breath. And one more time. And back to center. Let's do our spinal twist as a flow this morning. We're going to inhale and stretch up. And then without resting on our arm, we'll just thread the needle. Inhale and reach up. Lead with that elbow and then the hand. And then coming back down. Okay, under your arm. Inhale. Pull your elbow up and then reach up. Exhale through. And then the last one, we'll inhale and reach up, and you can stay right here or come on down and slide all the way through. If you'd like to add an arm or a leg, you can circle your wrist right here. And bring that hand to the floor and we'll slide through and stretch up one more time. And down. And we'll do the other side. We'll reach up, opening the chest, expanding the heart, and then we'll slide through into the opening. And then inhale, let's lead with the elbow and then reach up. And exhale. Coming through, looking around. Inhale, pull that elbow up and then open to the sky. And come through that, threading the needle. And this will be our last one. So you can inhale and stay here or slide all the way through, ear to the floor, arm to the ceiling if you like, circling that wrist. And circle the other way. And bring that hand down. Slide through and stretch up. And back down. And back into child. And bring your hands back towards your knees. You can turn your toes over to come into a forward fold. Let's start with deeply bent legs. Even rest your chest on your legs and let your head go. And then if you like, you can even pick up your toes and slide your palms underneath so that your palms are touching your soles and your toes are tickling the crease of your wrist. You're pressing down and pulling up and then beginning to move the hips towards the ceiling and the head towards the knees. Make this as intense or as gentle as you like. And then bend the knees again, lifting the head and the chest, walking your hands out, coming to your thighs and rolling up. Coming into Sadasana. Let's find mountain pose. Finding your drishti, let's inhale the arms up overhead. Again, you can be parallel or steeple. Take a nice deep breath and tip to one side, bumping the hips out a little bit the other way so the weight is even on both feet. And again, if you like, you can give yourself a little bit of a spin towards the sky. Feeling that lovely stretch in the front corner of your torso, right through there. Inhale tall, shoulders relaxed, belly lifted, Stretch over the other way and bump your hips out just a little bit. Rotate towards the ceiling. Inhale back to center, float the arms down halfway and either stay here or cross your left leg over your right. Squeeze the legs together. We'll turn towards the front leg. Let the head follow you around, looking over your shoulders to the back of the room. Hips pressing towards the front of the room. Inhale back to center, uncross, and either staying here or squeezing the legs together with the right leg in front. Lift the belly for support and twist towards the back of the room. Inhale to center, uncross your legs, and float your hands down and back into Sadasana. Bring the hands to the heart. And we'll come into tall mountain, inhaling the arms up overhead, parallel or steeple. Find your drishti. Inhale up onto your toes. Oops. Press into the ball of the big toe. Feel the energy coming up the inside of your legs. One more breath here and down. Let's step out to a 5-pointed star. Roll the shoulders back and down, reach the arms out. Take a breath and feel yourself expanding in all directions. Draw the tailbone down, and the abdominals in and up. We're going to come into a little flow series here. I'm going to take the left hand, bring it down and spin towards the short end of your mat, coming into a warrior one. Press into the back foot to spin your hips towards the short end of your mat. Very carefully transition to a lunge position if you can. So you're on the toes, heel over the toes, and then open out into a runner's twist. Feel your inner thighs pulling towards each other, your shoulder blades pulling down and towards each other. Fingertips reaching out. And back to our warrior one, putting your heel back on the floor for balance. Good job, everybody. And let's come back into goddess pose. Press the thighs and elbows back, the tailbone down. Draw your belly in and up for support. If you'd like to come up onto your toes here, making a mudra with your thumb and index finger. And heels down, feet parallel, come back into your 5-pointed star. We'll go the other way. We'll swing the right arm down and forward, spinning your feet towards the short end of your mat. And into warrior one here, bending the front knee, reaching the arms up. Press into the back foot to help spin your body towards the short end of your mat. Lift the back heel very carefully, turning the toes so that the heel is over the toes, coming into a lunge position. And then we'll open to the back of the room, coming into a runner's twist. Feel the knees pulling towards the midline. The pelvic floor and the abdominal muscles lifted for support. Inhale back to warrior one. Keep your heel back on the floor. And opening elbows and the knees, coming into goddess. Coming to a mudra, thumb and forefinger touching, 3 fingers up, lifting the heels, pressing the shoulders and thighs back, tailbone down, pelvic floor and abdominals lifted, and the corners of your mouth lifted. And let's release back into our 5-pointed star. And toe heel back to Sadasana. Let's roll the shoulders forward, up, back and down. We'll come to a chair pose. Bring the arms in front of you. Press your hips back as if somebody's just pulled out a chair for you and you're about to sit on it. Again, draw the belly up for support. We're going to do some variations here. Let's bring the arms around and back. Interlace the hands and squeeze the shoulder blades together. And look up if you can, if your balance can handle that. So we're doing a variation of Yoga Mudra here. Slight bend in the legs from chair pose. And then we're going to cascade forward and keep the legs bent or work them towards straight. And as you come into Yoga Mudra here. And then with the knees slightly bent, we'll come into our ski jump and then back up into our chair pose. Bringing arms either in front or at an angle, looking up past your fingertips. Inhale up and down. We'll come into chair pose again. We'll do a second set. Reach the arms out, press the hips back, support with your core. When you bring your arms around behind you, interlace your fingers the unusual way. Squeeze the shoulder blades. If you can, lift the heart and look up if your balance will allow. And then keeping those knees bent, we're going to come forward through ski jump and all the way over into Yoga Mudra. And then if you like, straightening your legs, head towards your knees, arms as far away from you as you can get them. Let's press the hips back. Bring the arms forward into chair pose or awkward pose, choosing your variation here. Slow, easy breaths. Inhale, tall mountain. And down. For our balancing pose today, we're going to do pigeon balance. So if you need a wall or a chair to hold on to, go right ahead and do that. We're going to bend the knees slightly, just like we did for chair pose. We're going to pick one heel up off the floor. And again, if that's all you want to do, this can be your balancing pose. Or we're going to pick that leg up, flex the foot and cross the knee. And we can do goddess arms here. This is a slight bend in your standing leg. And you're flexing the other leg, pressing the knee back and down. It's a challenge, isn't it? Woo. And come on down. Shake the legs out. Roll the arms out. Oh, felt like I needed that little roll from the spine. Okay. Bend the knees slightly. Pick up one heel. This could be your pose, or flexing the foot, bringing the ankle across your knee and dropping that knee back and down. Bring your hands in goddess arms. Good job, everybody. Let's release. And again, I just like that little back bend. We're going to reach back with the arms. Inhale, reach up. That felt good. Let's roll the spine down, starting with the chin, the back, the hips, going as far as feels good to you, rolling down, taking your time, coming into a forward fold. And melting your way down onto your mat. Coming down onto your back. And take a few breaths in Shavasana. We're going to do some variations of Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. Let's walk the feet in, hands at your sides. And we're going to play with the tip of the pelvis here and the movement of the lower back. So you're going to take a deep breath in and lift your rib cage up and press your sitting bones into the earth. So you could slide your hands underneath your lower back here. And then we're going to bring the back to the floor, draw the belly in and tip the tailbone up. So just the tailbones come off the floor, just a little tiny lift in the butt. So we're rocking the pelvis. Let's flatten and then press the sitting bones down. Lift the lower ribs up. So you could slide your hand under your waist. And then coming to a flat back. And then we'll tip the pelvis up towards the ceiling, pressing the belly towards the floor. Come to a flat back. One more set. Let's lift the lower ribs, lifting the sacrum, curl of the sacrum here, top of the sacrum. And flattening your back, and then pulling the base of the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Maybe feeling the thigh muscles beginning to engage. And back to your front back. All right, you're ready to lift. Take a deep breath. We're tucking the tailbone up towards the ceiling again. Feeling those knees pulling towards each other. And taking all the time you need to peel yourself up off the floor. No need to rush this. Mindfully feeling each vertebra as it lifts up. Feeling the muscles around the vertebra getting a stretch. All the time you need to savor this asana. Bend your elbows and point your fingers towards the sky, and then press into your upper arms to lift yourself even higher. Make sure there's plenty of space in your throat. You're not tucking your chin into your chest. Let's breathe into the openness of the front of your body. Feel the support of the back of your body. Keep it active, as if you could continue to lift, even if you've reached your edge. One more big breath here. And then just as slowly as you went up, mindfully place one vertebra at a time down onto your mat. Release your arms. Bring your knees in and give yourself a hug. I'm going to go into water wheel. So bring your hands underneath your hips and stretch those legs up tall. Feeling the support of the abdomen, we'll slowly lower the legs down. If this doesn't work for you, you're going to bend your knees and straighten your legs instead. Choose your variation. And we're moving very slowly and mindfully. Notice the pull across the belly. And hover your legs or put them on the floor. And then we'll bring them into the chest. One more. And if you like, you can hover here for a breath or two. And then surrender. Bring your arms out. Notice the after effect. Let's bring the knees into the chest once again. Give yourself another hug. And open your arms out wide, and we'll do some side to side, lowering the legs down, stacking one knee on top of the other. And you can hover or go all the way to the floor. I actually think hovering is easier because you have less gravity to oppose when you come back up. Turning the knees the other way. Feel that lovely pull in your belly. And coming up, we're working our obliques here, giving them a nice chance to stretch and contract. We're also giving our back a lovely massage. moving nice and slow, savoring every motion. Oh, that lovely feel of the back massaging against the floor. Nice stretch. And when you've done both sides equally, come back to center. Give yourself one more hug. And let's place the feet on the floor for a moment to bring our hands underneath our butt. And we'll stretch out the legs, preparing for fish pose, Matsyasana. So again, you can simply lift your rib cage up off the floor, or come all the way up onto the top of your head, making sure there's no weight or pressure on your neck. Feeling your spine pressing forward into your chest. Feel your ribs moving away from each other. And even draw your belly in and up a little bit to support this pose. And lower back down. Wriggle your arms out. We'll come into reclining pigeon. Let's bend the knees, feet flat on the floor. We'll pick up the right foot, flexing it. We'll cross it over the knee, pressing the knee away. You can hang out here or pick up your bottom foot, bringing your legs in closer. You can thread the needle here, grabbing the back of your thigh. Stretch that leg up if you like. Grab above your bent leg if you like. You can bring your head up off the floor. If you're super flexible, you can even grab your big toe with the first 3 fingers of the next hand. But you don't want to come off your sacrum. You want to have your lower back on. And lower your head back down. Lower your foot back down. We're going to turn this into a spinal twist. We're going to take the bent leg, the one that's on top, closest to you, and slide it to the outside of the other leg. Reach your arms out, and then continue going in that same direction. So if your right leg was in front, the top, you're going towards your left. And then turn your head the other way. This is pretty intense, and it's kind of hard on the shoulder if you're not warmed up and if you're feeling stiff. So you could just rest your hand on your shoulder or straight up overhead rather than out to the side if that's causing too much stress in your right shoulder. But if you can, turn your head towards your armpit. Try spinning your rib cage away from your knee. Use the arm that's on the floor to press your body towards the right. Turn your head towards your knees and slowly come back to center. Uncross your legs. Bring your arms out and just do a little quick, easy windshield wiper. Ah, feels good, doesn't it? Come back to center. Pick up your left foot and cross it over your right, or whichever leg you didn't do. Float the knee away. You can pick up your bottom foot to bring your legs in closer. Thread the needle, bring your hands around the back of your right thigh. Again, you can stay here or stretch your leg up. You can stay here or bring your hands above your ankle. You can stay here or bring your head up off the floor. You're pressing your elbow into your left knee and breathing. Keeping your weight down on your sacrum, not up on your shoulders. And slowly come down. Push your foot back on the floor. So we're going to take the leg that's closest to your torso, slide that leg around to the outside of your standing leg. And then we're going to reach the arms out and lower the knees down. So if your left knee is on top, you're lowering your knees to the right. Pretty intense. So again, if it's too intense for your arm, you can just have your hand on your shoulder or reach it straight up. Press into your opposite arm to help spin your rib cage away from your knees. Deep, nourishing breaths. Notice where there's tension in your hips or belly or thighs. Where can you let go of the gripping and holding? Let's feel how nourishing this twist is for your body. And bring your head back to center, bring your legs back to center, uncross your legs, widen them just a little bit before doing a little swish from side to side. And when you're ready, grab whatever you need for comfort. I'm going to go grab a blanket and come into Shavasana. You can stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, slowly bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Gently move and stretch in whatever way feels good to you. Roll to one side, make a pillow with your arms. Blink your eyes gently to come back into the room. Take a deep breath, bring your hands to the floor in front of you and come to a seated position. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope your body feels renewed and refreshed and ready for a wonderful day. Namaste.